Three Paths to Power. This opinion by writer's name addresses political strategies for reclaiming power. How have political forces opposed to incumbent regimes managed to find their way back into political power? Pakistan's history provides us with quite a few examples and a number of different ways in which this has happened. If one were to summarize broadly, three different paths emerge with varying degrees of success. Incumbent regimes means the ruling government. Summarized broadly means to give a general overview. Varying degrees of success means different levels of effectiveness. The first is the path of direct confrontation. This involves mass mobilization by opposition forces to prove their popularity. It has, at various points, also involved the use of public disruption and violence to force the state's hand. Direct confrontation means openly challenging the government. Mass mobilization refers to gathering large crowds for political activism. Public disruption and violence means protests, strikes, or riots that create pressure on authorities. Force the state's hand means compel the government to act. The clearest example of this path in Pakistani history is between 1968 and 1971. Mass mobilization of Bengali nationalists culminated in an election win, which was denied. It led to further mobilization, an insurgent fight back against the state, and eventually independence for Bangladesh. Clearest example means the most obvious case. Mass mobilization of Bengali nationalists refers to protests and political efforts by East Pakistan's leaders. Insurgent fight back means an armed struggle against the government. Independence for Bangladesh refers to the separation of East Pakistan in 1971. The incumbent martial law regime of Gen Yahya Khan was defeated. A political force, Bengali ethno-nationalism, succeeded in its maximalist objective of creating an independent state. Incumbent martial law regime means the ruling military government. Gen Yahya Khan was Pakistan's military ruler at the time. Defeated means overthrown or weakened. Bengali ethno-nationalism means the nationalist movement for East Pakistan's autonomy. Maximalist objective means the most ambitious goal, in this case, full independence. Baloch nationalists have tried the same formula, but have so far not been successful. Demography, geography, and a number of other factors stack the odds against them. Yet a violent insurgency persists, and nonviolent social movements, such as the Baloch Yakjeti Committee, are still highly popular. Same formula means following a similar strategy. Not been successful means that they have not achieved their goal. Demography, geography, and a number of other factors stack the odds against them means population size, location, and other challenges reduce their chances of success. Violent insurgency persists means armed resistance continues. Nonviolent social movements refers to peaceful protests and activism. If Baloch separatists are not succeeding in their objective of independence, the state is not succeeding with its own of finishing off Baloch nationalism as a political reality. Baloch separatists means those seeking independence for Balochistan. Succeeding in their objective of independence means achieving autonomy. State is not succeeding with its own of finishing off Baloch nationalism means the government has failed to eliminate nationalist sentiments. The second path through which opposition fortunes have turned is through institutional politics. This involves using elections, legislatures, judicial independence, and civil society to tip the balance and create political change. Institutional politics means working within legal and governmental structures. Elections, legislatures, judicial independence, and civil society refers to democratic mechanisms. Tip the balance means shift power. Political change means altering governance or leadership. Like the first path, it too first involves proving popularity with the masses. This can be done by winning a large number of seats in an election and then using that advantage to shape parliamentary activity and constrain the behavior of the state. Proving popularity with the masses means demonstrating public support. Winning a large number of seats means securing parliamentary representation. Parliamentary activity refers to legislative actions. Constrain the behavior of the state means limit government actions. This strategy can also use other sources of opposition, such as other political parties, judges, and CSOs to put pressure on the state. At the very least, it may help prevent the state from being more heavy-handed. Other political parties, judges, and CSOs means opposition alliances, judiciary, and civil society organizations. Prevent the state from being more heavy-handed means limit government repression. The period in the late 1980s with the MRD movement is an example of this type of strategy. The period between 2001 and 2007 in Pakistani politics is another prominent example. MRD movement refers to the movement for the restoration of democracy against military rule. Prominent example means a well-known case. The third pathway is that of drawing room politics and backdoor deals. Here the logic is to wait for the incumbent regime's own contradictions to spill out and use that to strike a bargain of some sort. Drawing room politics and backdoor deals means informal negotiations behind the scenes. Logic refers to reasoning or strategy. Incumbent regime's own contradictions to spill out means internal weaknesses becoming visible. Strike a bargain of some sort means negotiate an agreement. This can be through election performance, jalsas, occasional show of force, etc. Collaboration with other opposition political parties is an integral part of this strategy, as is the use of the judiciary, media, civil society, and foreign brokers. Election performance, jalsas. Occasional show of force means public demonstrations of support. Integral part means an essential component. Use of the judiciary, media, civil society, and foreign brokers means leveraging legal, media, and diplomatic influence. But ultimately, what makes this path successful is the striking of deals. 2018 to 2022 provides us with the clearest example of this path. Striking of deals means making political agreements. Clearest example means the most evident case. The purpose of laying these strategies and examples out is to show what options the PTI has in front of it as it tries to get back into power. Laying these strategies and examples out means explaining different approaches. Options the PTI has means choices available to Imran Khan's party. Tries to get back into power means attempts to regain political control. The revolutionary path that it initially chose was premised on social and institutional disruption, mass mobilization, quitting assemblies, and taking their grievance to the streets. Revolutionary path means radical change. Premised on social and institutional disruption means based on creating upheaval. Mass mobilization, quitting assemblies, and taking their grievance to the streets refers to protests and boycotts. That path has not produced the desired results. The leadership is still in prison, the party is still in opposition, and the bogus cases and coercion are still mounting. Not produced the desired results means has not succeeded. Bogus cases and coercion refers to legal pressure and suppression. If a judicial revolt does not materialize, the PTI can offer this comfort in exchange for some ease for its leaders and activists who are in hiding or in prison. Judicial revolt does not materialize means judges do not openly challenge the government. Ease for its leaders and activists means reducing political persecution. Hiding or in prison refers to jailed or underground opposition members. The writer teaches sociology at LUMS. The writer teaches sociology at LUMS. Published in Dawn, February 15, 2025.